This video is brought to you by Helix Sleep. All right, I just finished the movie. It is bad. Hey folks, how's it going? I just woke up at like 3 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. And I decided to watch the newest live action, quote unquote, remake of one of Disney's beloved films, Pinocchio. Guys, Pinocchio, the original, is one of the most beautiful films ever made. I implore you to go back and watch the film, look at the backgrounds. It's funny because like Snow White, when they first made it, that was the first animated film. And it was rough around the edges, but the fact that an animated film was made at all was mind-blowing. So when they did the second film, being Pinocchio, that's when they really opened up. There are moments in Pinocchio that are just downright brilliant, especially with the water. Like back then, to animate water to that degree, what the hell? Like that's next level stuff. Now, the visuals, great, of course. The story, it's a bit of a hodgepodge. You know, just kind of a bunch of segments thrown together. It lacks consistency, a little bit of bad pacing at times in the original. Forgivable, you know? It's like the second animated film ever made, so I can forgive if it has story flaws, all right? That being said, characters are endearing, really cute moments and iconic stuff. I love it. This remake is terrible. It does not know what it's doing. And am I surprised? I'm not. Disney just makes these films to just kind of punch the remake button. All right, we did Lion King. We did Aladdin. What's next? Pinocchio. They're like, grab Tom Hanks. You know, we got him on retainer. Bring him in here. We'll pay him. To me, this film seems like it's a fever dream from Castaway for Tom Hanks. And there's moments where Tom Hanks is trying. I feel like he probably finished this in a day for filming, where he's like, oh, I am Geppetto, and I am in my workshop. And then he just drops the accent later on the film. And let me just say right out the gate as well, there is some horrible tracking effects as far as like Tom Hanks as Geppetto picking up Pinocchio, holding his hand. It looks bad. And the weight is just, it's so lofty. There's nothing there. And that's the problem about having like a computer animated character interact with a real person, is you have to really nail that weight to them lifting them up or moving them around. And they just completely flub it with this movie. And also, oh guys, I've just got a list of problems. I really do. Because like, let me just go down the list, bullet point by bullet point. Because again, I woke up at like 3 in the morning to watch this, and I'm recording now at like 5. So just shut the hell up and let me list the problems I have. All right, first off, the blinding light in the city that Geppetto lives in. I don't know how close the sun is to the earth, but man, it looks like a nuclear bomb's going off in the background, okay? The seagull, I don't know why the seagull is here. Maybe it's in the book.
It isn't.
And that's the thing, is there is Pinocchio, the book. There were various stories. I think it was a comic technically. And God bless Del Toro. The stop motion animated Pinocchio is on its way. We'll be eating well later this year. And earlier this year, we had Father. It's the year of Pinocchio, apparently. I don't know why. I guess Hollywood's like, Pinocchio, so hot this year. Let's do it. Honest John and Gideon, the fox and the cat. I think Honest John looks pretty good, actually. And the hand movements, his face. The blinding light doesn't help, though. I don't know what's up with this lighting in the town. Cleo's got dick-sucking lips. I'm just gonna say it, all right? Put that in my YouTuber cringe compilation. I think Figaro looks fine. I don't like the uncanny look, though, of Cleo. And I know she had lips in the original. It does not translate well over into 3D. This film does not translate well over to 3D. Not everything needs to be 3D animated. And I feel bad because 3D animation as a medium isn't inherently bad. It's not like it's a worse than 2D. It's just that it's getting this treatment it's been getting this treatment for years now. And Pinocchio himself, wow, he looks rough. I don't like it. I think he doesn't blend in well with everything else. I think Figaro looks better. I think Honest John looks better than Pinocchio, the main character. Oh, there's Jiminy too, who I guess looks okay at times with the proper lighting, but then when the lighting drops and it's just him in the blinding light as well, ooh, no thank you. Oh, and let me tell you, I love how Disney's like, we're gonna shove our properties into the clocks in Geppetto's workshop. I think it would have been cute if it was like maybe Snow White or Sleeping Beauty, which they have, but they're like, okay, put in Lion King. I'm half expecting to see Frozen pop up. Maybe it was, I missed it. But there's just so many parts about this film on a remake level where it's like, you're putting exposition that's worthless, pointless, dumb fluff, and then you're forgetting things that like make the film special to me. We don't really see any interaction between Cleo and Figaro. We don't get the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do song at the start. I mean, to really summarize it, even at the end, Pinocchio doesn't turn into a real boy. I was laughing so hard because at the end, when they were trying to escape Monstro, Pinocchio's just like, how do we get away? Oh, I'll just kick my legs really fast with the boat because I have a superpowers apparently.
Take my feet, take my feet, take my feet.
Don't worry, it's a callback from his dancing with the Stromboli marionette scene. It's just tit for tat every time they bring in something from the original, like with Stromboli. It just feels like it's lesser. Stromboli in the original was full of so much character. He's just this pompous, fat man with his sassy voice and so entitled and bossing people around. And I really felt that. He felt like he was a genuine character. Same thing with the Coachmaster of Pleasure Island. So for all the original characters they had in the original movie, they felt like weak imitators, every single freaking one. And of course, because it's a longer film and it's a remake, you have to justify it. The things they're putting into there that's new, like this girl who's like working with Stromboli and she like uses her little ballerina marionette to communicate with Pinocchio because apparently she just can't talk to him face to face. The Coachmaster, okay, for what it's worth, the Coachmaster with Pleasure Island, his entire approach to a business doesn't make sense at all, even from the original, where he's like, here, I have a theme park, break everything, I'll make my money selling donkeys. And I'm like, dude, how much do these donkeys cost? Because you could just run the theme park maybe. And the irony, oh my God, this killed me. So the fact that Pleasure Island feels like they're taking a lot of inspiration from like Disney parks, okay, ironic. And then Pleasure Island in the original movie, it's like there's beer, actual beer, and smoking and breaking of things. And a lot of that was to comment that smoking, like in excess and drinking, especially for kids, it's no, don't do it. You know, the movie's making it pretty obvious and punishing the characters that do, indulge. In this movie, they're like, well, we can't, it's root beer. Oh gosh, root beer, that's a big old no-no. No smoking whatsoever. So the irony that they can't even talk, they can't even say, we can't put cigarettes and cigars in our film, period, because it'll show kids smoking cigars and cigarettes, and that's not allowed, even if we're condemning it in our film, saying it's bad. We can't even do it. So they're just drinking root beer instead and protesting with the contempt section. And then see Splash Mountain with Disney World. One of the most iconic scenes of the film being Pleasure Island with the donkey transformation scene. I'm like, okay, maybe they can really add more to the terror, because the original scene with Lampwig, or whatever his name is, turning into a donkey is horrifying. Hearing him screaming, freaking out, breaking things, falling to the ground, begging for help, his hands transforming into hooves, screaming for his mother. It's very visceral. It's like, wow, this is terrifying. He's like in complete shock and horror and just breaking mentally and emotionally. And Pinocchio looks on in horror as well as he's starting to transform, and with the music as well. That scene is iconic and hits hard. This film can't even capture a fraction of that. They try to retrace it, but it's just bad acting. It's like, oh, well, here we are. It feels like I'm watching like a Willy Wonka from Tim Burton film when I look at Pleasure Island and all the characters and the kids interacting with the environments. This film only exists because of a trend. That's it. There's nothing really to add to the Pinocchio story. I mean, there is, and yet Pinocchio from Disney does nothing with it because it's Disney's Pinocchio. They're not capitalizing on Pinocchio, the extra multiverse or the expanded universe that Del Toro will most likely tap into, which gets really dark because the Pinocchio is a very dark story from what I'm told, with a lot of, I think Pinocchio even kills Jiminy at one point, but this is Disney's Pinocchio. So they're retracing all of that with the school, with Geppetto, with Figaro, with Cleo, with Honest John. Monstro's kind of cool looking. He's like he looks like Sin from like Final Fantasy X. There's nothing really to this. Just watch the original. It's 1,000 times better in every single way. And all the extra fluff they put in here and this live action remake is just for the sake of chasing trends. That's it. Even Tom Hanks, this is a very weak performance from him. And I love that guy. I think he's one of the greatest performers of our time. And I'm like, dude, you phoned it in. And I'm like, that says everything I need to know. When Tom Hanks shows up to be like, it's a Disney remake, just pay me and let me get out of here, that's all I gotta know. So those are my quick thoughts about this Pinocchio remake. It sucks. It's absolutely terrible. And I feel bad because I know that there's animators and visual effects artists who are working their asses off under extreme conditions to meet deadlines and time crunches, and they're doing their best with very little. To the visual effects artists and animators and folks who work on these films, I know you're just doing your job. My contempt isn't for you, it's for the Disney executives who don't give you enough time, enough resources, and a creative direction where you can really open up in unique ways instead of just chasing trends. Live action remakes from Disney continue to go down this path of just complete generic garbage for the sake of making money, and they disguise it as justifiable art. Screw off with that. I don't want to hear it. Not even from Tom Hanks having his castaway fever dream as Pinocchio kicks his legs like a motorboat and doesn't even turn into a real boy at the end. By the way, at the start, they say like Tom Hanks is like has a picture of his little boy. I assume it's his son, and I guess he's making Pinocchio because he lost his son, and he also lost his wife, which is why he makes clocks, but he doesn't sell the clocks. Go figure. I don't know. Terrible movie. Don't watch it. All right, unless you want to just laugh at it. In that case, you can watch it. Green screen, and poor acting, and just bad, it's bad everything. It's a bad film, folks. Don't watch it. So a big shout out to this video sponsor. I've had my bed from Helix for like a year and a half. Are we getting close to 2 years? Oh, time goes by so quickly. But you know, after having this bed for nearly 2 years, gotta say, still love it. Love the hell out of it. It gets better with time. My sleep's improved. Everything about this bed is excellent. And I gotta be real. Like at first when I got it, I was like, is this going to work? Oh, it does. I love it. So for those who don't know, Helix Sleep makes premium mattresses and bedding that are customized to fit your needs and conveniently shipped right to your door. It all starts with a Helix Sleep quiz. Everybody's different, and Helix knows that. So they made a sleep quiz that matches your unique body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. Do you sleep on your stomach, on your back, on your side? Do you want a soft mattress, or do you want a firm one? Or do you want a hybrid of both? For me, I sleep on my side. And also like a mattress that's kind of firm, but also kind of soft. Yeah, a fusion, if you will. Also, I want a bed where I can stretch out, wiggle my toes. Now you're thinking about my cartoon avatar's toes. Based on those preferences, the quiz suggested the Midnight Helix Luxe in queen size. And folks, it's been a perfect fit since day one. And for those of you who share a bed with a partner, giggity, you can have them take the quiz with you so both of you can find a perfect compromise. Also, like I said earlier, the mattress is shipped right to your front door with free shipping in the US. It's rolled up in a box and it's very easy to set up. Just make sure you give yourself enough room. I did not for myself. It pinned me against the wall because I'm cool like that. So whenever you do open the bed out of the boxtress, clear out some space. I take my word for it. And if you are hesitant about buying a Helix you have not been able to try, hey, no worries. There's a 100-night sleep trial. So you have over 3 months to try out your selection and make sure that you love it. If you don't, Helix will pick up the mattress and you will get a full refund. Helix also has a 10-year warranty, and they even offer financing options and flexible payment plans. So a great night of sleep is never far away. So I absolutely recommend Helix Sleep. I love my Helix, and I think you will too. If you're looking for a new bed, check out Helix. Click the link in the description down below, or go to helixsleep.com/Saberspark and get up to $200 off your Helix mattress plus 2 pillows for free.